Okay folks, here we are. How is everybody doing? Today I'm going to start out with this loot I found out hiking around a lake. I found a lot of these golf balls. I could have collected up a lot more of them. And I didn't even check. I don't know if these things float or not. I don't think they do, so I don't know how they got dispersed all around. I could have filled up a 5-gallon bucket with tennis balls. I could have filled up a 5-gallon bucket with these bobbers. Now I didn't get, this is all the bobbers I got. I don't need any bobbers. I didn't need any bobbers when this started, but if they look like they were in pretty good shape, I picked them up. I haven't cleaned any of them yet. And look at this little bitty thing here. I don't know what somebody's fishing with that little bobber, but I wish him a whole lot of luck. And I thought this one was kind of neat. A Jurassic Park bobber. So if I put this thing on my line and pull up some kind of plesiosaurus, I'm suing somebody. Okay, that's it for the bobbers if you're a bobber person. How about some McDonald's toys? I don't know if that's worth anything or not, cleaned up. Anybody for a squirt gun fight? How about some badminton? Haven't played that in forever. Okay, and now for the goodies. I found 21 of these lures out there walking around. I thought that was pretty cool. Some of them are in really good shape, and I'm not going to do anything but, sorry about that shadow. I'm not going to do anything to some of these but clean them up with a toothbrush. Some of them I'm going to take and hit with a little bit of paint and maybe some glitter. We'll see what happens with that. I'm going to have to take all of them. Well, those are a couple of pretty good O-rings on that one, but I'll have to put O-rings on a lot of these things. I've got a doctor's appointment in Birmingham next week, and I want to stop by the Bass Pro Shop and buy some of these little, I don't know what you call these O-ring things, but I'll need some of those, a pack of them. A couple of these lures were top water lures. That looks like wanted to be a pike. I don't know how that would have got all the way down here in Alabama. A couple of top water ones. They need some hooks. I found this thing. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that or not. That's a top water lure. It has this little spinner thing on the back. Anyway, I got all these out today because I'm going to clean them up with some soap water and toothbrush and get them as clean as I can before I start putting some hooks and stuff on them. But before I go, I wanted to make my little public service announcement, which is I couldn't believe how many of these spent throwaway lighters were in that lake. I mean, they were just washed up everywhere. All kind of brands, all kind of colors. These things don't need to be in the water, folks. It's not hard to put these in a trash can. You don't need to throw them out the window of your car when you can't light another cigarette. So that's the public service announcement. Try to find a trash can if you can. Also, I forgot to put them up there, but I found these floats. And if anybody knows what these come off of, I'd really like to know. I know there's some kind of flotation device, but I couldn't tell you what kind of product they came off of. But anyway, my seine came with some little cheap styrofoam floats on it. So what I'm going to do is put 2 or 3 of these things on my seine, because those little styrofoam floats broke off. They're just worthless. No need in putting them on there. So I'm going to try these things. When I get that hooked up, I'll show you. Okay, so I went out yesterday and found 6 more of these lures. That one I didn't notice till later. It has a busted lip on it. I'm gonna cut that off and try to clean it up with my Dremel, and it'll run a little shallower. I don't know, look how colorful that thing is. I don't know what that's trying to imitate. And found a couple of good crankbaits. That one's in really good shape. It's almost like new. Here's a good one. If I find an alcoholic fish that likes blended whiskey, which I don't, then he can have this Seagram 7 lure here. There's another one, pretty good shape, just needs cleaned up. And this guy here was serious fishing for some big fish. That is a big crankbait. I'm gonna clean that up, put it in my saltwater stuff, and use that to see if I can get a hold of some big red or a speck down in Florida when I go back, or down to the Gulf Coast on Alabama. And I've never used this stuff, but this is some kind of fish scent. I found that washed up on the bank. Classic crappie and panfish, ultra concentrated formula. Alright, I might give it a shot. But right now I'm going to go back out and take another hike, and I'm going to try to give you a couple of pointers on what I do to find these things. There were a couple of places that were better than others. You have to find them anywhere, but there were places that were better than others. So I'll be back in a little while. Well, here's a good way to start off the day. We got us a little Rapala looking thing here. All right. I thought while I was out here, I would try to give you folks some tips if you thought you might ever take this up as a little bit of a hobby, like I think I'm going to. What I have found when looking for these lures is that if you find a place like this where trash has been washed up, then I've had some good luck finding the lures in areas like this. Now, this is a little thick right in here, but this lake is still down, and today's the 22nd of May. Now, last year I got here, I guess it was about the 27th of May or something like that. And this, it was a few days before I came down to this lake, but it was full. So I'm thinking probably in the next week or two they'll fill this up. But I wanted to show you, I've just shown you 6 lures I found, which was actually yesterday. I'm back out here today because if anybody wanted to go and try to find these lures, I thought I would show you where I've had the best luck. But see, there are places where there's almost no trash. And I'm thinking, I don't believe there's probably too much current in this lake unless they're generating power at the dam, which isn't far from here. But I do believe that the wind has a lot to do with where trash piles up. I'll show you what I mean. So here is an area where there's a lot of trash has washed up. You can see there's just all kind of cups, and there's a bobber and one of those cigarette lighter things, and bottles like you wouldn't believe. So there's all this trash right here, and that would be a good place to find a couple of lures, and I believe I did find a couple in there. It's broke. Would have been a little bait box. But you see, I can walk about another quarter of a mile here, or half a mile, back around that bend there, and there's hardly any trash. So it's all to do with the wind and maybe some power boats washing stuff up, but most of the trash is located just in concentrated areas. It's like they say that 90% of the fish are in 10% of the water. Well, I think 90% of the trash is on 10% of the bank too. Might be crazy, but that's about the way it is. There, you see what I'm talking about? Just no trash here. Just clean as a whistle, almost like somebody came out and cleaned it up. But what I did do yesterday, this was the second thing I wanted to show you. If you'll see this line of leaves and pine straw and small sticks through here, about 5 or 6 days ago we had bad thunderstorms, rain, tornadoes, and all kinds of stuff through Alabama here. You probably heard of it. Mississippi, Georgia. And this water came up a couple of feet to this line that's been made by these leaves and pine straw. And out of those 6 lures that I found yesterday, 3 of them were in this stuff. So they had floated up there. Let me get that shadow out of here. They had floated up there with these leaves, and that's where I found 3 of them yesterday. So if you're out on a lake and you can see a band of natural trash, let's call it, leaves, sticks, pine straw, then take a look through that, because there's a good possibility that you can find you a lure in there. Now, I'm just pointing this out. I'm not expecting everybody to run out and start trying to find lures on the bank, but I think I'm going to take it up as a little bit of a hobby, because I've really had fun looking for those things. You know, you can go out hiking on one of those city paved routes. There's the dam over there. You can go out hiking on one of those paved routes. Well, look at here. Yeah, doggy. Man, this one looks like that guy must have lost that like yesterday. That thing is brand new with brand new hooks on it. Well, doggy is what I say. Good deal. That's what I'm telling you. I just love it. There's 6, 7, 8 bucks right there. So what I'm saying is I'm going to make a little hobby out of this. Even if I'm out in my kayak or canoe, I'm going to go look around the water's edge, or where the water used to be, and see if I can find some of these lures. I think it's cool. So anyway, that's all I got to say about this stuff today. Let's go back to the table and see what we've got going on. Okay, so we're back here at the table. I looked this up. This is that pretty one I just found out there. This is a Booyah. And I looked it up on Amazon, and this lure is $9.95. So that's just like bending over and picking up a $10 bill. Boy, there goes a hot rod. But I just want you to check this out. The booty that I've gotten hiking around a couple of these lakes. I mean, I just can't believe it. But I'm going to wrap this video up because this is going to be getting long enough. The next video is going to be about putting hooks on these and what little bit of painting I'm going to try to do. And so I hope everybody enjoyed. And there were a couple of tips to maybe help you along if you decide you want to get out and try this. But anyway, there's the free lure video number 2. Thank you for watching.